Have you ever looked out at the vast, dark ocean and wondered what secrets lie beneath its surface? For thousands of years, humans have told stories about the deep. They have imagined incredible creatures living in a world we can barely visit. Among these legendary beings, one name echoes with a sense of immense power and ancient mystery: Leviathan. This is not just any sea monster, it is a primordial force, a creature born from the earliest myths of the Middle East. Its story begins long before it was written down in the famous texts we know today, in the cradle of civilization itself. The name Leviathan is deeply rooted in ancient language and meaning. It comes to us from the Hebrew word Leviathan, a term that holds a clue to the creature's very nature. The root of this word means to twist, to turn, or to coil. This simple description paints a powerful picture in our minds. We can almost see a colossal serpent, its massive body winding through the dark, churning waters. The name itself suggests something immense and serpentine, a creature of incredible length and power, capable of wrapping itself around the very foundations of the world. It is a name that perfectly captures the awe and fear such a being would inspire. Before Leviathan swam into the pages of the Hebrew Bible, similar tales were told across the ancient world. In the lands of Mesopotamia, stories circulated about epic battles between gods and monstrous sea creatures. One of the most significant forerunners to Leviathan is a creature from Ugaritic myths, which come from an ancient city in modern-day Syria. In these stories, the storm god Baal fights a fearsome sea monster named Yam. This titanic struggle between a powerful deity and a chaotic sea beast set the stage for the later tales of Leviathan. These early myths show a common human need to explain the untamable power of the sea. The idea of a great sea serpent was a powerful way for ancient people to understand their world. The ocean was a source of life, but it was also a place of unpredictable danger. Storms could rise without warning, and the depths were a terrifying unknown. Leviathan became a symbol for this raw, untamed chaos. It represented everything that was beyond human control and comprehension. The story of a god taming this beast was a story of order being brought to the universe. It was a comforting thought that even the most powerful and frightening forces of nature were ultimately under the control of a divine power, bringing a sense of security to a dangerous world. When we try to picture Leviathan, what do we see? The answer is not so simple, because this creature has worn many different faces throughout history. In some ancient texts and legends, it is described as a gigantic coiling serpent, its body so long that it could encircle the entire earth. This image emphasizes its connection to the winding, endless nature of the ocean itself. It is a vision of a creature that is not just in the sea, but is the sea, a living embodiment of its vast and mysterious power. This serpent form is perhaps the most classic and enduring image of the monster. Yet, in other stories, Leviathan takes on a more dragon-like appearance. It is imagined not just as a serpent, but as a fearsome dragon of the deep. These descriptions often give it multiple heads, each one capable of breathing fire or spewing venom. This version of Leviathan is not just a symbol of chaos, but an active and destructive force, a terrifying adversary for any god or hero who dared to challenge it. The image of a multi-headed sea dragon combines the fear of the unknown depths with the legendary power of dragons, creating a truly formidable and unforgettable mythological being that has captured human imagination for centuries. The Bible itself offers several different descriptions of this mighty creature, adding to its complex identity. In the book of Job, for instance, Leviathan is described in great detail, but it sounds less like a serpent and more like a massive, armored crocodile. It is depicted with fearsome teeth, tough scales that are like a shield, and eyes that glow like the morning sun. This description emphasizes its invincibility and its status as a real physical creature, albeit one of immense and terrifying power. It is a beast that no human could ever hope to capture or defeat, a true king of the aquatic realm. This variety of forms, from serpent to dragon to a colossal whale-like beast or a mighty crocodile, tells us something important about the legend. Leviathan was not meant to be a single specific animal. Instead, it was a concept. A symbol for the greatest and most powerful creature one could possibly imagine living within the sea. Its form could change depending on the story and the message the storyteller wanted to convey. Whether a slithering serpent or a fire-breathing dragon, Leviathan always represented the ultimate expression of nature's untamable power and the profound mystery hidden beneath the waves. Within the pages of the Hebrew Bible, Leviathan is far more than just a simple sea monster. It is a powerful and complex symbol used by different authors to convey profound theological ideas. In the book of Psalms, specifically Psalm 74, the creature is presented as a formidable enemy of God. Here, Leviathan is described as a sea serpent with multiple heads. The psalm recounts how God, in a display of divine might, crushed the heads of Leviathan and gave its body as food to the people in the wilderness. This act is not just about killing a monster, it symbolizes God's victory over the forces of chaos and disorder at the dawn of creation. The prophet Isaiah uses the image of Leviathan in a different but equally powerful way. In Isaiah 27, Leviathan is called the gliding serpent, that twisting serpent. In this context, the monster is used as a metaphor for the powerful empires and enemies that threatened Israel. The prophecy declares that on a future day of judgment, God will come with his fierce and great and strong sword to punish and slay Leviathan. Here, the sea monster represents earthly powers that seem invincible to humans, but the message is one of hope. No matter how strong the enemy, God's power is greater and will ultimately bring about justice and liberation for his people. Perhaps the most famous and detailed portrait of Leviathan appears in the book of Job. After Job has suffered immensely and questioned God's justice, God finally answers him from a whirlwind. He does not explain Job's suffering directly. Instead, he points to his creations, demanding to know if Job could have made them. He describes Leviathan at length, portraying it as a magnificent, fire-breathing creature that cannot be tamed by any human. In this context, Leviathan stands for the sheer, untamable power of God's creation. It represents an aspect of the universe that is wild, dangerous, and utterly beyond human understanding or control, humbling Job before the majesty of his creator. Across these texts, a clear theme emerges. Leviathan consistently represents forces that are too great for humanity to handle on its own. Whether it is the primordial chaos of the universe, the oppressive might of political enemies, or the awesome and frightening aspects of the natural world, Leviathan is the ultimate symbol of overwhelming power. The stories always conclude that only God has the strength to confront and control this beast. This narrative reinforces the idea of divine sovereignty, assuring believers that the world, for all its chaos and danger, is firmly in the hands of a power greater than any monster the deep can produce. The story of Leviathan did not end with the closing of ancient texts. The legend of this colossal sea beast has continued to swim through the currents of human culture for centuries, adapting and evolving with the times. Its name alone has become a powerful word in our language. When we describe something as a Leviathan, we are invoking the image of this ancient monster to signify immense size and overwhelming power. A massive corporation, a giant ship, or an influential government can all be called Leviathans. The myth has provided us with a perfect term for anything that seems too big and powerful to challenge. In literature, art, and film, Leviathan remains a popular and captivating figure. Authors and artists are drawn to its symbolic weight, using it to explore themes of nature versus humanity, order versus chaos, and the fear of the unknown. From classic novels like Herman Melville's, where the great white whale takes on a Leviathan-like symbolism, to modern science fiction movies that feature gigantic sea creatures rising from the abyss, the monster continues to haunt our collective imagination. It serves as a timeless reminder that no matter how much we explore and map our world, there are still depths we cannot fathom and powers we cannot control. The enduring appeal of Leviathan also lies in the fundamental questions it forces us to ask. It represents the ultimate mystery, the great unknown that lies just beyond the edge of our understanding. In an age of science and technology, where we seek to explain and control everything, the idea of Leviathan is a humbling one. It suggests that there are forces in the universe that are, and perhaps always will be, bigger than we are. This mystery is not just frightening, it is also a source of wonder and awe, sparking our curiosity about the world and our place within it. The monster is a guardian of the deep secrets of existence. Ultimately, Leviathan remains famous today because it embodies a primal and universal human experience. Our relationship with the vast, powerful, and often terrifying natural world. It is a symbol of the awe we feel when confronted with the immense power of the ocean, the sky, or the wilderness. It is a monster, yes, but it is also a majestic part of creation, a symbol of a world that is wild, beautiful, and profoundly mysterious. As long as there are oceans to explore and depths to imagine, the legend of the great Leviathan will continue to surface, reminding us of the incredible power and enduring mystery that has fascinated humanity since the dawn of time.